Hello all, welcome back to my channel. In this video we will discuss by using a Visual Studio Code how we can create different types of .NET projects like a console application, ASP.NET Core Web APIs, MVC projects and class libraries and so on. Before going to do this, first we will create one ASP.NET Core Web API project by using a Visual Studio. While creating a project, what are the options are available? Let's see it. Just click on a Visual Studio, create a new project. I'm going to choose ASP.NET Core Web API template and I will give a project name API test and click on next. Now I'm getting options like choosing a framework like .NET 8 or .NET 9 and authentication type like none, Microsoft Identity Platform, Windows, and other options like configure HTTP, enable container support, enable open API support and so on. So just click on create. It will create a one project for you, and once the project is created, while executing this project we will choose the options called like HTTP, HTTPS and IIS expression. All these options are available. In the same options how we can find in the Visual Studio Code. So let's create a Visual Studio Code. Before creating a project we have to download and install a Visual Studio Code. Just search for Visual Studio Code and click on download, and it will open another window. To choose the operating system, like which operating system you are using, we have to choose and download the exe. I am using Windows. Just click on Windows. It will download the setup file. So once the setup file is downloaded, click on that exe. Just click on this exe. You have to choose a license agreement. Just click on accept, click on next, 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 and install. This will install the Visual Studio Code in your machine. This will take some time for install. Now its installation completed. Just click on a finish and it will launch your Visual Studio Code. So once the launch Visual Studio Code, you can see the welcome page is available. In the welcome page you can find this walkthroughs option. Just click on the more button. You can see inbuilt features like customize your editor and learn the basics. All those stuff is available. Now let's integrate the .NET project libraries in Visual Studio Code. For that I am going to use the extension options. Before going to extension option, just click on the Explorer. You can see here only open folder option is there. There is no option called creating a project or .NET projects. So now we'll click on the extensions. Let's search for C#. So here already in the recommendation it shows. Just C# DevKit I am going to install. This will get, and one more I will install C# extensions. Just search with the C# extension. You can see in the C# it will install the C# language also. Now this is installed. The dev toolkit it will take. So once the installation complete, just close this and you can open the Explorer option. You can see here create a .NET projects. The option is available after installation. Just click on the .NET project. Here you can find all the types of templates which we saw in the Visual Studio. Like while creating a project we saw templates ASP.NET Core Web API, MVC project, all those templates are available. Now let's configure the C# dev kit. To configure the dev kit, again just click on the more option. You can see here get started with the C# dev kit. Just click on this. You can find here options. Connect with your Microsoft account dev kit and set up your environment. Like if you want to install latest SDK, now I have already installed an .NET 9 and .NET 8. If you want to, if comes up again like a .NET 10 or older versions, .NET 5, all those you can install by using this option. And you can configure your library, or you configure your folder, and debugging tools. If you want to configure, you can configure all those stuff. Now let's create one .NET project. Just to close this welcome page, click on the Explorer, create a .NET project. It will show templates. Just select ASP.NET Core Web API project. Now select the folder where the project should create. I'll say desktop and .NET folder, and I have to give a project name. I'll say as a VS Code API test. Just click on enter, it will confirm the name. Now the second option, create a project or show all the template options. Just click on the show template option. Now you can see all the options like which we saw in the Visual Studio, like choosing a framework. Framework is just click on the framework. You can choose the framework like a .NET 9 or .NET 8. I'll select a .NET 8. And authentication type also you can choose Microsoft Identity Platform or Windows, like that. And configure HTTPS, enable Open API support, use a controller. So I'll choose this also like a true, and just I'll click on the create a project. Let's expand this VS Code API test. You can find all the bin folder, controller, OBJ, properties, application, app setting.json, program.cs, weather forecast. This is a default inbuilt controller will get create while creating a project. You can see here the weather forecast controller and the class. If you open the here Visual Studio, you can here also you can find the properties, controller, weather forecast controller, program.cs, app setting.json, development.json, all those stuff is available. All the files it is available in while creating a ASP.NET Core Web API by using a Visual Studio Code. Now we have to execute this project. How we can execute? In the Visual Studio, by clicking of HTTPS or HTTP or IIS Express, it will launch our Swagger UI. In the same, how we can do in the Visual Studio Code. Let's say that. So now the Swagger UI open. This is a project which we create an API test which we created by Visual Studio. If you open the program.cs, you can find all the predefined code snippets which is defaultly generated. Now let's execute this project. How we can execute? So just you can click on the three dots, terminal, new terminal. You can type a command .NET run. If you give this command and click on enter, it will execute your project by using a command. So I will not use this command. Just I am going to use a run and debug option is there. Just click on this. Just click on run and debug. So here you can choose which language this is. You can choose a C#, and C#, if you select a C#, we can see HTTPS, HTTP, all those options which we saw in the Visual Studio. Sorry, here you can see HTTP, HTTPS. This options is available in Visual Studio Code also. Just click on C#, you can see here HTTP, HTTPS options also available. Just I'll go to default, and you can see here the compiler project. So this will take some time. Just you can see here the Swagger VS Code API test is executed. Now we'll test how the debug will work. Just click on this. I'm going to try it out. Just click on execute. I got a data, so which the API is executed. So let's put a breakpoint in this weather forecast API. Just open a folder, weather forecast controller, and I'm executing this. Just put a breakpoint here, and now I'll try to hit this endpoint again. Once again, just click on execute. You can see the breakpoint comes here. You can find here the debug tool, like continue for F5, next step, step in, step out, and it will restart or stop the program. So you can do like this. You can see the debug also, it is going by step. So once the execution complete, then you can see the data here. In similar way, we are doing in the ASP.NET Core by using a Visual Studio also. So like this, we can create a ASP.NET Core Web API project. Similar way, we can create a console application, MVC projects. All those projects we can create. Just click on a stop. It will stop your project. The same thing we can achieve by using a commands also. If you like this video, please share and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.